In case you were wondering, yes, you absolutely can sell your house without a realtor in Pennsylvania. It's legal, it happens, and in some specific situations, it actually makes sense. I'm going to tell you exactly when it works, exactly what you take on when you do it, and the specific places where FSBO sellers in this market most commonly lose money, sometimes more than the commission they were trying to save. I'm Josh Wernick, a realtor in Bucks County and Montgomery County, and I'm going to give you the most honest answer I can to this question because I think you deserve that, and because the agents who try to talk you out of FSBO with scare tactics aren't actually helping you make a good decision. Let's start with when FSBO actually makes sense. It's going to work best when you already have a buyer, your neighbor wants to buy your house, if a family member is purchasing it, if you have an investor you've already identified. A direct sale between known parties is a completely legitimate transaction. You just need a title company to handle the closing. You'll still need to complete Pennsylvania's seller disclosure requirements, and I'd strongly recommend having an attorney review the agreement of sale, but the commission piece largely goes away in a true direct sale. FSBO also works when you have significant real estate experience yourself, you've sold properties before, you understand the contract, you're comfortable negotiating with the buyer's agents and navigating inspection issues without an advocate on your side. But now let's talk about what you actually take on when you do this. First, pricing. This is where most FSBO sellers lose the most money, and it happens in both directions. Overprice your home and it sits, accumulates days on the market, and eventually sells below where correct pricing would have landed you on day one. Underprice it, and you leave equity on the table that you never recover. Pricing a home correctly in Bucks or Montgomery County requires access to Bright MLS data, the actual sold prices, not Zillow estimates, and the ability to adjust for differences in condition, location, and timing between your home and the comparables. You can get a rough sense of value from public data. Getting it right is harder than it looks. The second is marketing reach. In this market, homes listed on the MLS, the multiple listing service, get in front of every active buyer's agent in the region. FSBO properties without MLS exposure get in front of whoever finds your Zillow listing or your yard sign. The buyer pools are not the same. There are flat fee MLS services in Pennsylvania that will list your home on Bright MLS for a few $100s without the full agent representation. If you're going FSBO, using a flat fee MLS service is worth serious consideration because MLS exposure matters enormously to your final sale price. Third is the buyer's agent situation. Even if you sell without a listing agent, the buyer will almost certainly have a buyer's agent, and that agent is going to be representing the buyer's interest in the negotiation, not yours. You need to understand the contract, the contingencies, the inspection response process, and the appraisal implications without someone in your corner. That's manageable if you have experience. It's a significant vulnerability if you do not. Fourth is the Pennsylvania seller disclosure requirements. Pennsylvania law requires sellers to complete a detailed disclosure form covering the condition of your home, system, structure, known defects, neighborhood conditions. Getting this wrong isn't just embarrassing, it can create legal liability that follows you after the sale. An attorney review of your disclosure is not optional if you're going FSBO. Fifth is the negotiation. In this market, home inspections almost always produce a repair request or a credit negotiation. How you respond to that negotiation, what's reasonable to agree to, what's not, and how to counter is something experienced agents do dozens of times a year. It's something most FSBO sellers do maybe once. The asymmetry in experience between you and the buyer's agent at that table is real. So what does the math actually look like? The argument for FSBO is usually, I'll save 3% listing agent commission. On a $600,000 home, that's $18,000. That's real money, and I'm not going to pretend that it's not. The question is whether the combination of accurate pricing, full MLS exposure, professional marketing, inspection negotiation, and contract management that a good listing agent provides produces more than $18,000 in value to the transaction. A study by the National Association of Realtors found that agent-represented homes sell for a median of 22% more than FSBO homes. Now, that number has selection bias. FSBO sellers often have properties in different situations than listed properties, but the directional point is real. The final sale price difference is usually larger than the commission difference. My honest recommendation, if you have a specific buyer lined up, do the direct sale with an attorney. If you're going to market the property yourself, use that flat fee MLS service so you get the exposure. And if you want to interview an agent before you decide with no commitment, no pressure at all, call me and I'll walk you through exactly what to do and what it costs, and you can make an informed decision from there. If you're weighing FSBO versus an agent in Bucks and Montgomery County, the most useful thing I can do for you is run your specific numbers, what your home is worth, what you'd net after costs with an agent, and what you'd likely net going FSBO with different approaches. That conversation is free and it gives you actual data to make the decision on. Text me at 267 934 5674 or find the seller guide in the description. Be sure to hit like and subscribe on this video if you found it useful, and I will see you in the next one.